There is a certain kind of wealth that never announces itself. You will not see it flashing across social media. You will not hear it in loud restaurants or notice it in oversized logos. And yet, it quietly shapes entire industries, institutions, and generations. Old money families move differently, not because they are richer, but because they were taught habits that most people never even notice. Habits designed not merely to create wealth, but to preserve power, stability, influence, and peace for decades. And the strange part is this: almost nobody talks about them, because the truly wealthy rarely explain the rules they live by. Today, we are going to uncover 7 habits old money families practice behind closed doors. The habits that quietly separate temporary success from generational wealth. Welcome to the old money standard. Habit number 1. They protect privacy like an asset. Old money families understand something modern culture has forgotten. Attention is expensive. The more visible your life becomes, the more vulnerable it becomes. This is why truly wealthy families often live in ways that appear surprisingly understated. They do not constantly display vacations, purchases, or private milestones to strangers. Privacy creates freedom. Freedom from public judgment. Freedom from unnecessary competition. Freedom from becoming a target. Many old money families intentionally avoid discussing income, investments, inheritances, or even family connections in public settings. Not because they are secretive, because they understand that silence preserves leverage. In a world obsessed with exposure, discretion has become a rare form of power. And perhaps that is why old money almost always whispers instead of shouts. Habit number 2. They think in generations, not years. Most people make decisions based on immediate comfort. Old money families make decisions based on future legacy. They ask different questions, not, how much can we gain this year? But, what position will this family hold in 30 years? This shift changes everything. It changes how they invest, how they educate their children, how they build businesses, even how they choose relationships. Old money wealth is rarely built through emotional decisions or short-term excitement. It is built through patience. A family office may hold investments for decades. A property may remain in the family for over a century. A reputation may be protected more carefully than financial capital itself. Because old money understands one critical truth: fast wealth impresses people. Slow wealth survives. Habit number 3. They master the art of understatement. There is an elegance in restraint, and old money families understand it deeply. The truly wealthy often avoid obvious displays of status because they do not need external validation. Confidence rarely performs. You may notice this in the way they dress. Classic tailoring instead of trends. Quality instead of excess. Neutral tones instead of attention-seeking fashion. The same applies to homes, cars, and social behavior. The goal is not to appear rich. The goal is to appear composed. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of old money culture. Many people assume wealth should look extravagant, but historically, refinement has often looked quiet, because when someone has nothing to prove, their lifestyle becomes remarkably calm. Habit number 4. They treat manners as social currency. Old money families place enormous importance on behavior. Not performative politeness, but social discipline. How someone speaks to staff, how they introduce others, how they behave during conflict, how they handle embarrassment, how they make people feel in private rooms. These details matter deeply, because old money environments are built on trust networks, and trust is heavily influenced by emotional control and social intelligence. A person who is impulsive, loud, or emotionally unstable may never gain access to influential circles, regardless of financial success. This is why etiquette, conversation skills, punctuality, and composure are often taught early within established families. They understand that opportunities frequently emerge from relationships, and relationships are shaped by behavior long before they are shaped by money. Habit number 5, they normalize delayed gratification. Old money families are exceptionally skilled at waiting, waiting to purchase, waiting to expand, waiting to speak, waiting to react emotionally. Modern culture encourages constant consumption, but old money culture rewards restraint. Children raised in these environments are often taught that not every desire deserves immediate fulfillment. This creates a very different relationship with money. Instead of using wealth to impress others, they use wealth to create security, options, and continuity. Many old money individuals could afford dramatically more visible lifestyles than they actually choose. But preserving capital matters more than displaying it, because they understand a dangerous reality. Luxury can become addictive, and lifestyles can quietly destroy fortunes. Generational wealth survives through discipline far more often than through high income. Habit number 6, they curate their environment carefully. Old money families are extremely intentional about environments. The schools they attend, the cities they live in, the clubs they join, the conversations they allow around them. Environment shapes standards, and standards eventually shape identity. This is why many old money families prioritize proximity to thoughtful, educated, emotionally stable people. Not simply successful people. There is also a strong emphasis on beauty and order, well-maintained homes, libraries, art, gardens, quiet routines, structured mornings. These environments are not random luxuries. They reinforce calm thinking and long-term perspective. Old money culture often treats atmosphere as a form of education, because what surrounds you eventually influences what you tolerate and what you become. Habit number 7, they teach financial literacy, early and quietly. Perhaps the most important habit of all, old money families educate their children about wealth long before they inherit it, not always through formal lectures, but through exposure. Children observe conversations about investing, taxes, philanthropy, business structures, property ownership, and risk management from an early age. Money is treated as a responsibility, not entertainment. This creates adults who are emotionally calmer around wealth. They do not panic during downturns. They do not become intoxicated by temporary success. And they rarely confuse income with true financial stability, because they were taught something many people never learn. Keeping wealth requires a completely different mindset than earning it. And this knowledge, passed quietly from one generation to another, becomes one of the greatest advantages of all. Old money habits are not really about appearing wealthy. They are about building a life that remains stable, elegant, and respected over time. A life where wealth serves peace instead of performance. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this. Many of these habits cost nothing to begin practicing. Discretion, patience, composure, long-term thinking, self-control. These are learned behaviors, not inherited privileges. If you enjoyed this video, you will appreciate the Old Money Blueprint. It is a carefully designed guide covering the mindset, habits, and lifestyle principles behind timeless wealth and quiet sophistication. You can find it in the description below. And if you value depth over noise, consider subscribing to the Old Money Standard. Until next time.